Hey everyone, if you can hear me. So we'll be starting in just a few minutes. I'm going to give a few minutes past the hour in case anyone else wants to join us before we get started. So I'm here with you, and we will be getting started in a few minutes after the hour, so I could give people a few minutes in case they want to join us. All right, so I'll be with you soon. Okay. Hey everyone, thanks for joining me. So I am just giving a few minutes to see if anyone else would like to join us on the line or on YouTube, and then we'll go ahead and get started. Um, Thank you for joining me. Yes, so I'll just give a few minutes and then I'll be with you shortly. Everyone. So thank you for joining me. I'll be on your camera on your screen in just a moment. Um, Thank you for coming to the presentation. So I want to go ahead and get started with it. And let me get on the camera. In just a moment, I'll be joining you on the camera. Let's see. Okay. All right. So here I am. Here we are. We're going to get started with this webinar. And hopefully you will enjoy it and it will be something useful for you. I know it will because the information has been working for a long time, has continued to work. So this is To Date Who You Want, Love Hacked. Again, major trick: to date who you want, love hacked. And so I'm going to be sharing with you some secrets on how to hack love and actually date who you want. All right. So now I'm guessing for a lot of you, this is not your first webinar. If you're just joining us, say hi on the line, on the phone line, or in the chat. And we'll know that you're here with us. So I'm guessing that for a lot of you, this is not your first webinar. Like I was saying, the first thing I want to mention is that if you have failed at attracting the love that you really want into your life in the past, it's not your fault. That there's a lot of information out there, and that can lead to confusion. It could be overwhelming, and that can interfere with your success at dating who you want. So, a lot of times it's information overload that keeps you from the goal. Have you been concerned that in the past you cannot attract the love that you want? I want to put those fears to rest. You can do it. You can do this. It's just sometimes you need the right person to explain it to you. Now, maybe big corporations or, organizations want you to think that you need to throw a lot of money at this or need a lot of, certifications or things like that to know how to attract love into your life and keep it. They're wrong. I'm here to tell you. They have their own reasons for wanting you to think that it's not true. If you've ever thought that maybe the big banks or, industries want to keep you broke, want you to fail, you're probably right. Unfortunate, but true. They don't benefit from you succeeding. They want to keep you in debt, in the dark, in need, because then you need them. So, difference with us, we actually want you to succeed and we care about your success. We want you to live the life of your dreams. And partly that's why we're here today. So we know you have big dreams. You want to change the world, make a difference, and things like that yourself. And so we want to show you how to help with that. And maybe you can help others as you go through this to attract the love that they want into their lives. All right. So, um, let's see what's next for us. So, my goals for you, as a beginner, let's say you're just starting out, you haven't really manifested a lot of love into your life. Um, for you to be able to attract the love that you want right away, hit the ground running, and not have to worry about, oh, it's going to take some years, going to take some time, you're too young, you're too this, you're too that, whatever it is. That's not the case. For a person who's a beginner, I want you to go ahead and start attracting love into your life right away. For a person who is intermediate, let's say, they've attracted a few people here and there, but they want to do better. They want to do more, attract more into their lives. They want to date, see what's out there, and then make a decision about what they really want. But it's an educated decision more because they've had the experience. And so, for a person who's in that category, then it would be um, that they go through this webinar, they learn what they need to know um, to start attracting more and more partners that that they want, that they desire. That would be a good fit for them. Um, and then doing that, um, they can achieve their goals eventually, if they want to settle down and have a long-term relationship, eventually get married and all of that. This can help them to do that. So if it's for a person who's advanced, they've been doing this, but they still want to get better. They've been doing it for a while, attracted some quality people, quite a few people, maybe quite a few people, but not the quality that they've been looking for. Then it can help that person to attract the quality, narrow it down, and understand how to do that so that they can get into a successful relationship and get what they want in love. All right. So that's the goals for beginner, intermediate, and for advanced. So for me, what qualifies me to teach you about this? So this is related, of course, to law of attraction, and I've been doing that unconsciously probably since before I could talk. And so I've been getting results, but I was doing it more consciously, I would say, starting um, 2008, 2009, around that time, maybe even 2007, a little bit. And as I was doing that more and more, um, I got more powerful, better. I say that humbly because there's always so much more to learn, so much more to explore, so much more to do, so much more to grow. And so I'm not at the peak yet, even. And I've been doing it for 15 plus years now. So that means there's room for growth for all of us. But I probably read over 100 books in law of attraction, studied it, got taken, different courses and things like that, and learned and grown and practiced it and gotten, so many things out of it and continue to. And that's how I know that it can work for you. So I want to tell you, I'm also a licensed doctor of clinical psychology, a certified mental health integrative medicine provider, um, a spiritual advisor, and um, many other things too. But so let me tell you about the story and my experience that encouraged me to explore the law of attraction further, because then I knew that it would work for anything. So this is like the foundational story, the story that convinced me that it can work for anything, including dating and all of that. So I had an experience, let me say 2000, I want to say maybe it's 2009, 2010, my mom, even 2008, my mom was having health issues. And as she was having health issues, it was her, like she had issues with breathing, um, and she had hypertension, high blood pressure, diabetes, different health issues. But the breathing was a huge issue. And she and I worked together with the spiritual stuff. She, was the first one who initiated a Bible study. We would do Bible study every week. We would do like we would do our spiritual work together. And let's say she had high blood pressure. So she would call me up, we would do our spiritual work, and the number would come down. Or if it's high blood sugar, same thing. She would call me up, we would do our spiritual work, and the number would come down. If it was breathing problems, call me up. We do our spiritual work together, and then the numbers will come down. So my mom was more powerful than I ever knew. I had no idea even what questions to ask her. I didn't even know. Um, but so my mom, 2000, 2001, let's back up, give you a little backstory. So 2000, 2001, she had issues, like I said, with her breathing, and my mom smoked for a long time. She said that the first time she picked up a cigarette, like tasted a cigarette, she was 11 years old. And so 2000, 2001, and I mean, she would just cough herself unconscious sometimes, and I begged her to stop. But 2000, 2001, she went to the doctor and they told her that she had to quit, that her lungs couldn't take it anymore. And she is the strongest woman that I know. She quit cold turkey after she smoked for like 40 something years, probably. She quit, she never went back to it. And she valued her life. But she was so strong. And so going back, fast forward to 08, 09, around that time, her health took a turn for the worse. And I remember my sister called me up and said that my mom's health was not good. Excuse me. And she was saying, I should come. At that time, I was, let's see, at that time, um, I was about 4 hours away. I lived about 4 hours away. And, she was saying she's not eating right, she can't go to the bathroom and pee the way that she needs to, like, she's not sleeping well, she can't lay down and rest, and, you know, something's going on, she wanted to take her to the hospital. My mom was scared, she didn't wanna go, and rightly so. So she ended up, taking her to the hospital. And when she took her, they wanted to do, I want to say that it's a CAT scan where they put you in the machine. I might be wrong. But they wanted to do a CAT scan. And my mom was scared, like I said. And so they gave her some to relax her. When they did that, they, because like I told you, she had the health issues, it almost took her out. It almost took her life. And so my mom, who had the best memory of anyone that I ever knew, she was then um, out of it. She didn't know who we were at times, and that's, it was crazy. She was in the intensive care unit, ICU. They wouldn't let us move her. Like, I remember us asking, can we move her to a different hospital? We want to see if this hospital has beds, because that hospital our dad had been to, and he fared better. Um, they gave him great care. He had open heart surgery and did great. And we knew that they would give better care, but they didn't want us to move her. They're telling us that, she's not stable enough. And one time, I remember I used to sleep in her room by her bed in a chair. I would just sit up in the chair, sleep. And it was a reclining chair. It would recline a little bit. And so I remember them calling me one time between 2 and 3 in the morning and saying, "Did you still want to move her?" And I said, "Yeah, we want to move her." I think they thought that they would catch me sleep, and they didn't. Then they said, "Oh, no, no, well, we don't have a bed for her." And I said, it's just not right. But I didn't want to take the chance with my mom's health and move her and not know, what would happen to her. So we ended up ended up having her there at that hospital, and she ended up not doing any better really permanently. And I said, I talked to God about it, and I said, God, I know that if we don't, the Bible says to, if we don't believe in the physician, that it's not going to work. We don't have faith in the physician anyway. So, and I mean, so I said, sorry about that noise. So I said, all right, I'm gonna give them a couple weeks, um, and see how it goes, and try to put my trust in the physician, and because I know that it won't work if I don't have faith in him. So I'll give them 2 weeks. If that doesn't work in 2 weeks, then we got to come up with another plan. And so 2 weeks came by, she was went by, sorry. She was up and down, didn't improve, didn't make any progress. And so I said, "Okay, talk to God again and first." And I talked to my friend and I said, "I'm gonna have to put my mom in God's hands." And she said, "Yes." You know, and but so I talked to God first and I said, "God," this was on a Friday. I said, "God, I know you can do it like no one else can. I need you to heal my mom." And because she was up and down, like I said, when we talked to them and we asked them, you know, "What are you doing to help?" And they told us, "Well, we don't really know what to treat. We just treat something, and if it responds, then we think that it's that thing." But I'm thinking to myself, is that the state of the art? That's the best that you could do. So, like I said, I talked to mom, dad, God, and put my mom in God's hands. That was Friday. Sunday night, she was ready to go home. Sunday night. And it was just like they told us afterwards, asking us, do we want to bring the chaplain in, saying that, we almost lost her 3 times. She's a very sick lady and blah, blah, blah. And I said, "You can bring the chaplain in. She's coming home with us." So she ended up, like, they kept her overnight Sunday for observation. That Monday after I talked to God, Friday, after it was more than a month in the ICU, no real stability, she was ready to go home. God did it, and it was a spiritual work, and it was a miracle that she was okay over the weekend after they had told us all that stuff about her, said they didn't know how to treat her, but God knew. So the spiritual work I know works, and I know that it can work for you in this situation as well. Um, so it was such a huge impact on me, but I knew from that experience that it would work and continue to work. So um, I can tell you, when it comes to this or any situation that you're facing, that it can work. Um, so now I want to talk to you about a major trick because I said I would talk to you about a major trick to help you date who you want, love, hacked. So the first thing that I would say, and maybe I'll give you a couple of secrets. First thing I would say is come from a place where you know there's plenty of fish in the sea. You know, this person that's standing in front of you is not the only one, and that is a major secret. Your energy is a huge, huge thing. Make sure that you're coming from a place where you know plenty of fish in the sea for you. That's he's not the only one. You know that if this doesn't work, then you know that there's something better that God is trying to give you down the line. So coming from a place where you know there's plenty of fish in the sea. Um, and so let me just tell you a couple stories about this, but plenty of fish in the sea. That's one. And then another major trick, which is really important, is you um not being afraid to ask for what you want and to move on if what is standing before you is not what you want. So not being afraid to ask for what you want, and like I said, coming from a place where you know there's plenty of fish in the sea. Um so let me talk to you about some experiences that, family, friends, clients have had. So had this experience with a family member where um the family member wanted to attract a certain person, wanted to attract contact from a certain person. And they were afraid, that the person didn't, wasn't going to reach out to them. And so I told them this, the spiritual technique that they can use to get this person to reach out to them. And I said, it's when you do it, they will feel it and they will contact you. And so either that night or the next day, they did reach out to my family member, and it was my niece. And it's just, a matter of doing the work. But it was that short amount of time that it took, the next either that night or the next day to get in touch. So another experience with the same family member, my niece, she was afraid that, she had broken up with this young man, and she was afraid that he didn't want to be friends with her anymore. And he ended up getting in touch with her. I think that took a couple weeks, but I was telling her, you can't worry about it. Do your spiritual work. And next thing she knew, he was in touch with her within a couple weeks. All right. So another experience. So I have a friend, and my friend was dating at the time, now her ex, but she was saying, he won't come see me, and he was stuff that he was doing. And I told her spiritual work that she could do, and we worked together. And he ended up coming to see her. He would then, like, he didn't want to stay away, would spend nights with her and stuff like that. He didn't walk away from her. She walked away from him. So he wasn't going to walk away. She had to walk away. So it's really important. So another experience, I have a client that I was working with, and there was a young man who she was dating, and he ended up at first, the two of them, would have disagreements with each other, and she was concerned, about him, is he going to get back in touch with her? And it turned out that yes, he did. He was the one that would reach out to her. So it was just a matter of time, maybe a month or so. He reached out to her. So I have another client who had been, dealing with issues with the relationship, and was working with her doing the spiritual work. And next thing she knew, I mean, her partner was pretty close, spending time with her and things like that. And she ended up getting pregnant. She hadn't been able to get pregnant. That was another thing. So it was doing the spiritual work really works. Um, so I had another client who hadn't had any luck in dating. She ended up getting into um, a different energy. And as a result, she was she started dating. She started attracting people to date, and um, it was it was pretty amazing because she was thinking, no, no, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. She had some, bad experiences in love, and we worked together, and, it ended up working out. Um, I had another experience with a client where, it was a marriage, and the marriage was kind of, not doing so good, and ended up working together, and ended up um, improving the relationship at some point, and they were in harmony, and she was saying, I don't want to lose it, but it depends on the partner that you have and the work that they're willing to put in, because there are some people that you're not supposed to be with. And you will know, because the experience that you have with them, the way that they will treat you, they'll treat you bad, they won't show up for you and things like that. And everyone is not meant for you. You're not meant for everyone. So just keep in mind, sometimes it's not the best that you are with some people. Sometimes it's better for you to end it, let them go their separate way, and just do what they want to do, and you move on to someone better. Sorry about that notification, but sometimes, it's better for you um, to move on to the next person. There's someone better. And when you keep holding on to a person that wants to let go, then it could be you're just inviting misery probably into your life, and it's better for you to just let that person go, let them be, and you can open your hands and your arms up to someone that's going to treat you better, someone's going to be perfect for you. Um, so I also worked with my own situation doing spiritual work, because I had a situation where I had my loved one, significant other, and he was actually, um, he had, we had a conversation. I want to say it was a text conversation, and he had said something that I knew was not true, and walked away, and so I did my spiritual work, and I ended up doing that, and he ended up actually coming back, um, and proposing to me, pretty much, and saying, that all the stuff that he said was not true. It was strange, interesting. So, but doing the spiritual work really does work. And it's just about you um, actually doing the work, and you can get the results. So, another situation where, we had my friend, she had had problems, her, baby's father wasn't supporting her, and we did spiritual work, and next thing she knew, she got, money. She ended up getting a raise. She ended up getting child support from him, and it was just, a turnaround, total turnaround from what it was like before. um just sometimes what you need is a person to support you, to work with you doing the spiritual work, and you can get the results that you are looking for. So it's been, a number of years that I've been doing this work, the couples work. I have been doing it since 2007, 2008, maybe. So it's been a long time that I've been doing it, but it's possible for you to get anything that you want in your love life. It's just a matter of how do you want to do it. Do you really want to do the spiritual work that you need to do, work on yourself? But again, those two major tricks. One, make sure that you're coming from a place that there's plenty of fish in the sea. Like you already know whatever doesn't work out, it doesn't matter, that the next thing, the next great thing is going to come to you if you are open to it, if you open yourself up to it. And so when you have that type of energy that attracts to you as others, love your energy and they want to be near you. Another thing, like I said, the second major trick that I mentioned here was making sure that you're not afraid to ask for what you want and walk away, in keeping with the other major trick. Walk away if you need to, if it's not working for you. All right. So I was going through these examples and just giving you, an example of a person who's pretty new to this, like my niece, she's in her teens and it worked for her. Or what if a person doesn't have a lot of faith? That was her. She was, building and she was working on it. Clients that I've had, friends that I've had. Maybe you think you need a family history of this to be able to do it, but none of the people that I worked with actually had a family history. Maybe you think you need a lot of experience, but again, my niece, it worked for her. Maybe you think others around you have to believe, but that's not the case. I've had other experiences where we've done the spiritual work, and even though others around didn't believe that, it still worked. It might take a little time. I told you about my negative experience, with my significant other and how it just turned around within a month or so, couple months. Um, but then it took time, like, maybe it takes a month with my one client, maybe it takes overnight. With you, it just depends, so now that you know a couple of major tricks to hack love and date who you want, do you think that if you use the trick that I showed you, trick number one, and you changed your energy doing the spiritual work and came from a place where there's plenty of fish in the sea, or they call it coming from a place of love abundance, where you have it, that you could get what you want, um, and use trick number two, major trick number two, which is you coming from a place where you aren't afraid to ask for what you want, even if you're on the first date and you're saying, I want a long-term relationship. I don't want to mess around with anyone. I want to know if this, if our goals align. If they don't, if they're not the same, then I will move on. And some people find that refreshing because they know what you're looking for. They know what they're looking for. And if, you're on the same page with it, then great. The two of you can move forward. And if not, you can let each other go so that you could be open to another experience that could be great for both of you. So if you use those two major tricks that I talked to you about, do you think that you would be successful. Put yes in the chat, or yes, say yes on the line. I hear a yes. I hear a yes. All right. Now, let me ask you a question. How many of you are excited about what we just talked about? Yes, I hear yes. How many of you are feeling a little overwhelmed because I've covered so much information? Of course, you know it's impossible to show you everything in this brief presentation, but I tried to cover as much as I possibly can to help you to attract the love that you want, create the life that you want. Um, and I'll give you another major trick: faith. That's all I'll say. So I gave you three major tricks in this video. Um, and I want to invite you to contact me to work together more if you feel like you want to work together more, and you really want to get into the spiritual work so that you can attract the love you want into your life. um don't be afraid to reach out. um so if you want to reach out, you could always call me 571-355-0753. You've seen the number in your email that I sent you with the link to this video. So it's 571-355-0753. You can also contact me at WHOLE, the letter U, the number 7 at gmail.com. That's WHOLE, the letter U, the number 7 at gmail.com. So it's whole U 7 at gmail.com. And you can ask for additional information about this offer that I have, for love hacked, dating who you want. You can also PayPal me if you would like to go ahead and get started. But it would be best for you to give me a call so we can talk further and see if you would be a great fit to work together with me to attract the love you want into your life. So you can also, if you need to PayPal, you could PayPal stack79 at hotmail.com. So it's STACK79 at hotmail.com. You can also go to my website, wholeu7.com, and you can check out this dating, I guess it would be considered like a dating course, so that you can do the spiritual work with me. Um, but it's www.wholeu7.com slash DATING underscore HACKED. So it's www.wholeu7.com slash, and it's forward slash dating underscore hacked. So it's www.wholeu7.com forward slash dating underscore hacked to get more information about this pricing for this, and also for additional information about this. And I look forward to talking with you about this. I'm very excited about working with you on this to see if we would be a good fit to work together, and then to see you know, if we can work together to attract the love that you want into your life. You can do this. It takes work on your side, so be ready to work, but also know that I'm working as hard or harder than you. Um, and I want you to get what you want out of this. All right. So Thank you again, everyone, for joining me. I want to say, that some people are um, dabblers and others are doers. So the dabblers, they do a little this, little of that, but they always seem to find a way to get out of it and not actually do the work that they need to do. Doers actually do the work. They find a way to make their dreams come true, to reach their goals. And I hope that you're a doer. I hope that you actually take action on this. I hope that you will reach out to me and see if we can work together to bring the love relationships that you want into your life. All right. So thank you so much for joining me. Again, you can call me 571-355-0753 or text 571-355-0753. You could go to my website, www.wholeyou7.com /dating underscore hat. That's www.wholeyou7.com /dating underscore hacked. You could also um, email me WHOLE, the letter U, the number 7 at gmail.com. So it's wholeyou7.com. All right, everyone. All right, everyone. Sorry about that. Thank you for joining me tonight. I look forward to working with you and want to see you. Hopefully, I'll get to work with you so that we can pull some things into your reality that you want, as far as your love life and other areas too, if you'd like to work with me. All right, everyone. Thanks so much for joining me and look forward to talking with you again soon. Okay. Bye for now.